Okay guys, today I'm making Sunday dinner and I'm making some fricassee chicken and rice and peas. Some people call it brown stew chicken, but it doesn't matter. So I have my peas that's already cooked, and then I have some oil heating over here for my chicken. I'm gonna put some spice in my rice and peas. So I'm putting a whole pepper, and then I have some green onions that I cut up. I'm just gonna put those in. And then I'm putting in some thyme that I just washed. I need my salt. And it's in my cupboard. I'm gonna move this so I can get in here. I'll just leave it open. Alright. I'm not measuring anything. I'm just gonna cook like I normally do and just taste stuff as I go along. I used to film and then edit, but that takes too much time and I am very busy. I work like a full-time job and I go to school in the evenings, so I really don't have time to do content creation and then turn around and edit all of that. So I just found out about this YouTube live that I can do, and then the video just automatically gets uploaded. All right, so I got my pepper, I got my green onion, I got my thyme, my salt. I'm gonna put some coconut milk. And I'm using the powdered pack. I like using the Grace one. They have different brands. You can use, they have the can one as well and the little box cream one, but I like using the powdered one. Sometimes I use all of it. Sometimes I just use half a pot depending on how much rice I'm making. And I think I'm going to use half a pot for this one. And I think that's enough. And I'm going to put some coconut oil in here. I like putting this in because it adds some real coconut flavor, like how it would taste if you had grated the coconut, but I'm not grating any coconut. I didn't like doing it as a kid, and I'm sure not going to do it now that I'm grown. And I don't put butter because I'm using the coconut oil and that's enough fat. It really doesn't need the butter once you're using that. I'm just gonna go wash. Let me turn this down because the oil is getting really hot. I'm gonna go wash the rice and then I'll put that in. Again. I see some people saying hi. Hi. I miss you guys. All right, so I just washed my rice, and I like to, depending on the rice, I like to wash it like 3 to 4 washes until the water kind of runs clear. This doesn't only just clean your rice, but it also gets rid of the excessive starch, and that's typically what makes your rice kind of stick together when there's like too much starch in there. So washing it like 3 to 4 times kind of help get rid of all that excess starch. I'm talking, but I'm not even sure if you guys are hearing me. Are you guys hearing me? If you can hear me, just type yes. I can read, but my phone is like on a tripod, so I can't really touch it and respond to you guys. I think you can hear me because I just pressed the thingy button. That's why I was getting really hot. And then as far as measuring the liquid, I really don't know how to measure it. I just know how it's supposed to look. And this needs more water, so I'm just gonna put some more water in. I kind of eyeball it. I think this is good. And then I like to taste it after just to make sure it has enough everything and that tastes good. So I'm going to cover this and then we are going to make the chicken while the rice cooks. So I already have my chicken seasoned. I'm using boneless chicken thigh, but you can use any part of the chicken you like. I don't care for breast, and I don't like wings when it's wet. So I don't really stew my wings. I either use the drumstick or I use the thigh. And you can use bone in if you like. I'm just using this because that's what I have right now. Let me turn my fire back up because I turned it down earlier. Thank you, Pox, for liking and subbing. I appreciate it. If you guys are new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to do more content. If you weren't here a couple minutes ago, I'm like super busy with work and school, and a lot of stuff has just been going on. But I'm about to be finishing up school, so I'll have more time on my hands to do content. And for my rice, I like to keep it on medium until the liquid evaporates. Once it evaporates, I turn it down to super low, to like maybe number 2 on your stove, and just let it steam. So what are you guys making for Sunday dinner? still has some drying out to do before we put that on low. I'm just gonna brown these. So this is done. I'm going to turn it down to number 2. And I'm just going to flake this up a little bit. And I'm going to cover this and let it steam until the rice grains are tender. Probably take like 10-15 minutes to steam. So I'm going to remove the beers because we're just browning them. They don't have to be fully cooked. And then I'll put my next batch in. take these all. And I have some seasoning that's already cut up. I have some green onions, some red bell pepper, garlic, black spotted pepper, and I'm just gonna put those in. I'm gonna use some dark soy sauce. You can use browning if you want. Sometimes I use both depending on the darkness. And then I'll put some ketchup. And add some water to loosen the stuff that's at the bottom. I'm gonna let that cook for like a few minutes until my veggies are a little softened. Alright, we're gonna check on our rice, see what's going on. I like to take these out once they're finished. I take these out because I don't like to serve the thyme in the rice when I'm serving. So once it's cooked, I take them out. Turn it on a little. I have too much rice in here. Oh, that steam is burning me. You want to be careful not to burst your pepper. I'm just going to taste the grains to make sure that they're okay. They're almost done. I'm going to give it like 5 more minutes by the time I'm done with the chicken. Alright, so now I'm going to put my chicken in and let these simmer for about 10 or so minutes to finish cooking. 10 minutes. And at this point, I'm just gonna taste it to make sure it has all the spices and stuff. If it needs salt, this is the point where you'll put it in. All right, that's enough. So that's good. I'm gonna put a little browning in because I like when my chicken is a little bit darker. Okay, now this is to my liking. If you like yours more on the lighter side, then that's fine, but I like when mine is darker. I'm gonna put a little bit more water because my daughter likes gravy, so I don't want it to be too dry though. But I also don't want to put too much. Carissa, if you were closer, then I would send you some food or bring you some food. But you're too far away. And while that's cooking, I'm just cleaning up. Because one thing I ate is when I'm done cooking and then I have all these pots and pans and stuff to wash. So I do them as I go along. Alright, I think our rice is finished. I'm just gonna turn that off. Uh-huh. Alright, let me check on this. Alright, our stuff is done. I'm gonna leave it open just to um, dry the gravy down a little bit. You can thicken your gravy with some cornstarch slurry if you like, but sometimes it's fine if you let it dry down, depending on how much gravy you want to make. If you're making like a bigger pot, then you may need some cornstarch slurry to thicken it up a little bit. Normally I'd make like some steamed cabbage or something, but I don't have any cabbage and I honestly didn't feel like stopping at the store today to get any. So I don't have any veggie. But I'll be okay. I'll survive. I have this tiny piece of avocado. That's what I'm gonna have. Alright, let me check my chicken again. Alright, I think my gravy is thick enough. One way I know when my gravy is thick enough is when I pour it over the chicken and it kind of sticks to the chicken. Then I know that it's good. Alright, so I'm just going to turn that off. And then my dinner is done. Should I share a plate? So I can share a plate with you guys. I'll share my plate so you guys can have a look. On my Sundays, I like to finish cooking early. Normally, I'll be finished by 1, sometimes 12, depending on what I'm cooking. And then I just relax for the rest of the day because my Sunday is all about church and relaxation. So I go to church first thing in the morning and then I come home. I make dinner if I'm cooking. And if I am not, then I just relax and watch TV all day. All right, I'm just gonna share a little bit and then go watch TV. What fork I had? I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna get some. What are the peppers? All right, guys. So that's my dinner or lunch. And I am done for today. So thank you guys for joining me on this live. It's my first time doing live. I was kind of nervous, but it's not so bad. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you next time. I don't know what I'll be making, but I'll try to do some quick meals that are 30 minutes or less. So bye.